Welcome and welcome back to my channel. It is Kedisar. Here I talk about spirituality, wellness, and holistic health topics so that we can all become our best versions together. Today we're talking about getting our shit together because this is an ongoing topic that I know comes up in all of our lives. One moment we feel like we're doing the thing, we're in our flow, and then the next we're just in a rut and there's just some level of blockage that keeps you from operating on the level that's ideal for you. So first, what does it look like to have your shit together? Because it is a very, widely used term. When I think about having your shit together, I think about being and feeling aligned with your goals and desires in life. So your goals and desires in the realms of your career, your mental health, your physical health, your aspirations and dreams, your passion, etc. Being in some way aligned with at least one of those areas of your life so you don't feel like you're just floating aimlessly in the wind like a leaf with no direction, right? So that's what I think of when I hear getting your shit together. I think a lot of people specifically talk about being in alignment with like achieving your goals, um, being in alignment with your passions, with your purpose, etc. That's what I largely think about. And just feeling like you are having meaningfully spent days. You're not just doing nothing, or you're able to put together all the mess into something coherent, into a schedule, into a flow, into some level of organization. So you feel like you have clear direction in your life. It's so easy to like fall off the bandwagon of having it all together. You don't have to have it all together. Let me just say that disclaimer. You don't have to feel as though you're at your highest level at all times, simply because that's unrealistic. But when you fall off that bandwagon, there's only a certain amount of time until you start to feel like you're going crazy, because it's almost like the next step is just unclear to get you from where you're at to where you want to be. So let's get our shit together, because I find myself entering this place every now and then, and something about being in a rut really feels like it's just so hard to like pull yourself back up. It's almost like the analogy of somebody drowning in the shallow end of the pool when all they have to do is stand up. But like when you're in the thick of it, it could just be like there's just so many areas of your life that you want to organize and get together, and just the thought of it alone can be overwhelming. Like, what do I do to put together the mess that feels like my life right now? And once again, I see you. It is okay to feel like your life's a mess right now. We all go through it. Personally, when I say I need to get my shit together, usually the feeling is that I need to initiate some sort of action. Usually, when I don't have my shit together, I'm in some energy of stagnancy or complacency, or just like in some type of loop of like, I want to do better, I want to feel better, but I'm not doing it, and I'm just going like around and around. Like maybe I don't know what to do to get back to that place. So it's almost like a place of stagnancy. So when I think about getting my shit together, it really deals with what action can I take to change the inertia that's going on, the stagnancy, and bring some momentum toward the positive side of things, the upswing of things, and the positive momentum towards my goals. What's just a little action that I can do? Thinking of it that way can really help make it a lot more tangible, something you can feel and touch, rather than just these feelings and ideas swirling around in your head that are telling you that you don't feel good. Thinking about tangible steps really helps kind of begin to bridge that gap, in my opinion. But first, before we like even begin the steps of putting in action toward getting our shit together, the question that I think is important to ask is like, what keeps one from having their shit together in the first place? Like, what made us wind up in that place where we don't have our stuff together? In my opinion, like there's a lot of root causes, so it could be different for everybody. But I think the common denominator of like not having your shit together is getting stuck in some sort of loop of inaction and or procrastination. So it's basically the same thing, the lack of movement. And it can become a loop, and then you just feel almost paralyzed to take action on your goals and the things that you want to do in your life. You're in some sort of a rut, or you simply just feel super overwhelmed by everything you have going on. But once again, that still shares a common denominator of stagnancy, a loop of it. This is like a really helpful exercise to do that I found, to just like write down but first, like, what is it that I'm feeling right now? Do I feel anxious? Do I feel overwhelmed? What's like the root feeling behind my inaction? Because sometimes the feeling is like boredom, or the feeling is overwhelmed, but regardless of what the feeling is, there's something like driving your inaction. It's not just you simply not doing anything because you don't want to do anything. There's some emotion at the root of that. And then we get into like shadow work shit, like limiting beliefs, like what really sits beneath that emotion. What belief is kind of manufacturing that emotion? What belief do you hold about yourself that's influencing you to not take action on the things that you want to? I know for some people it could be the fear of failure. Like you have such lofty goals and dreams, but you fear like actually taking action on them because you fear you will fail and let yourself down. It could be a fear of, or simply a feeling of feeling incapable of achieving that which you desire, or unworthy of what you desire, or simply just feeling incapable of being that version that you desire. So getting down to like the root belief is really helpful, so that we can kind of start to rewire what are we subconsciously telling ourselves that is keeping us stuck. What's keeping us in this rut? What's keeping us feeling like we can't take action on our dreams and our desires? I know for me, like YouTube is something that I've been doing for over 4 years now. And if we count when I was like younger and had a YouTube channel that no one will ever find, okay, it's been even longer than that. And I've always had such lofty goals and dreams of taking my YouTube somewhere for real, like taking it to a place where I'm really creating community, where I am just connecting to people, bringing people together, spreading love, spreading advice, wisdom, helping people level up in their lives and become a healthier version, spiritually, mentally, physically, etc. That's been my dream when it comes to YouTube, and really taking it far. And I have experienced some successes here and there, but I noticed for myself that there's a deeper rooted like fear of like success, and that kind of ties into fear of failure, like fear that if I actually attain the success that I want, I might drop the ball and fail somehow. So then in regards to my goal of, being consistent on YouTube and being a content creator, that has kind of kept me in a loop for a while, where it's like just kind of not taking action, when it can really be as simple as thinking of a video, pulling out the camera, sitting down and recording it. But we can get so stuck in these ruts and these loops that makes it hard to just take action. So once we've identified our limiting beliefs, it's really time to start with those affirmations to rewire and tell ourselves what we really are capable of, what we're worthy of, and how we got this. Like we can do it simply because we are the co-creators of our lives. We can determine that. We can simply just sit down and decide, I'm doing that because I want to, because that's the inspiration that I feel in my heart, because that's what the Most High has placed in my spirit, because that's what I decide for my life. So realizing that regardless of what the limiting belief is, you can decide what your belief system is, because our world is created by us. So that could be really empowering. Like, okay, I fear that I will fail, but what if I don't fail? Actually, I'm deciding that I'm not going to fail and I'm going to succeed, and it's going to be so great. So that is a great way to kind of start to change the momentum, change the beliefs you're telling yourself, change the feelings you're feeling, and that'll make it a lot easier to get out of that rut and change the momentum. I think the last things in like my proven steps to getting out of ruts and getting my shit together, it really is like writing everything out. How do I feel now? How do I want to feel? What are my goals? Writing it all out so that it's on paper and no longer just in my head. That helps a lot with like feeling overwhelmed. Like, okay, I see it all on paper now. And then like even choosing just one thing, one goal, one area of your life, mental health, career goals, physical health, whatever it is you want to get together, and then write down like one tangible step that you can start implementing today to change the momentum and begin taking the steps to actualize that. You could write one little thing you want to do or two little things you want to implement, but regardless of what it is, there'll be really small steps to help make it less overwhelming and maybe less daunting to begin taking action. And then it really tells our brain that, okay, taking action on my dreams and my goals can actually be kind of easy. I don't have to achieve everything tonight or today. I can just choose one little thing I want to do, take action on it right now, and I'll be that much closer to my goals. And like just do that every day, add on to it slowly but surely, and then all of a sudden you'll look up and see, oh, I'm out of the rut. Like I'm actually taking action now. It feels good. It'll boost your confidence and it'll make you feel like you have what it takes to continue and to be consistent and to be disciplined. And if you really want to be disciplined, it's really down to like a choice, like deciding to be disciplined, deciding to create that new sleep schedule and just doing it, like holding yourself accountable and maybe creating like an 80-20 rule. Because when I like put excess discipline on myself, there's always that inner rebel in me or that inner part of me that wants to like rebel against that discipline and kind of like go against it at some point. But if I do like an 80-20 rule, like, okay, at least 80% of the time, follow this schedule or follow this routine, it gives me a little bit more flexibility to flow a little bit more and not be too rigid, but still be rigid enough that I'm staying accountable to myself and my dreams. Because at the end of the day, we deserve that. We deserve to be accountable to what we dream of and to show up for ourselves every day. So that's really all I had to say about this topic. These are the steps that I take whenever I feel I'm in a rut and I'm like, I need to get my shit together. And like, let's just do it together because that's what I'm actively doing right now. I'm actively taking action on my dreams. So I want to see you do the exact same thing because I know you can. And that's on period. So that is all for today's video, my loves. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions or anything, leave them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe and join the family. And until next time, peace and love.